Astronauts Tom Stafford and Gene Cernan gave the press an updated status report this week on the Gemini 9 space flight at NASA's Manned Spacecraft Center, Houston, Texas. Command Pilot Stafford disclosed plans for the new augmented target docking adapter to be used in place of the Eugene.
For those of you who are not familiar with the ATDA, it's approximately 10 feet in length, and it appears just about of this nature here that you'd see about the first half of the Eugene. Now, the ATDA does not have any basic attitude control. It has the RCS section of the Gemini, which damps the rates. So when we make the rendezvous, the ATDA may be upside down, it may be directly up like this. It can be in any attitude. And with this, we get a various scattering of the radar patterns, so there's a good probability that when we perform these rendezvous, they will be open loop. In other words, Gene will be doing all the computations, and I'll be flying the needles when we do have radar lock on. And so I think it's going to be a real challenge. Also, it will have some small rates and at various attitudes, so we may dock upside down towards the Earth, towards the sky. We'll take whatever we get when we arrive there.
Astronaut Cernan, pilot for the mission, explained his 2.5-hour EVA experiment outside the spacecraft.
Now, the significance of this is the fact that in transferring to the vehicle, to the Eugene, for instance, I had the horizon and the position of the vehicle in order to tell what my own attitude was, and more important, to tell how this attitude was changing with respect to the Eugene. If I was approaching the Eugene and I was slipping left or right, I could tell both by the horizon and through the elongation of the vehicle, of the Eugene target vehicle. With the ATDA drifting, this is no longer an input. In other words, I can't really tell my own drift rates just by watching the elongation of the ATDA. This basically is the only difference in the whole EVA flight plan. Everything else that we plan to do, we still plan to do, and I feel certain we will do. I don't feel that this drifting vehicle that we're rendezvousing on is going to make the EVA really much more difficult. I think it's going to make it a little bit more challenging, and in reality, I think it's going to help us sort of expand the envelope, because in future flights we may go to another vehicle, such as an Eugene that's been up there for some period of time, and retrieve experiments, and this vehicle will obviously be basically a dead bird and in drifting flight. So we may learn something now during the EVA that we hadn't really planned to learn in our initial flight plan.
Then Cernan voiced the assurance of both astronauts with his account of the upcoming launch.
But you're also busy during this time. You're busy, as Tom said, with spacecraft switch settings, pre-launch settings, and a few checks and this type of thing. But about the time they were ready to break up the white room, I think I mentioned to Tom, and I sure felt that we were ready to go. We were going, and we were really ready. That's a big thing. We both felt extremely ready to go. And I fully expect to have that same feeling of confidence, if you'd like to call it, a week from Tuesday.